Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing October favorites and this is the second time I'm filming this video. So in case you have not noticed in the past few videos that I have been uploading, I created a blog page where I can basically just link and list everything that I speak about, things that I'm wearing, things you guys might have questions about in each video, and a lot of you guys have found that super helpful. So I'm glad that that's helpful for you guys. I will link that down below as always. There's always a post that coordinates with each video. So let's just get started. My phone's going off. I feel like I'm too close to the camera. Is this better? I have all of my favorites in this. This is from the Beauty Counter. I have a few products that I'm currently using from them, and when they were given to me as a gift, they came in this bag, and this is like the best makeup bag I've ever had. Not only is it stinking cute, it says the Beauty Counter up there, and then it says the truth is inside. But it's like super like durable. Like I feel like a lot of makeup bags these days are just like cheapy and just, you know, but this has a nice zipper. It's nice and sturdy. It's big. It carries a lot of stuff and I'm just like kind of in love with it. So let's put this in one of my favorites. Okay, this is my first favorite. The next thing that I have to talk about, I have two eyeshadow palettes that I have been loving this past month. The first one you probably could guess is the Morphe by Kathleen Lights palette. Kathleen, whenever I say that really fast, I always say Kathleen Lights, like Kathleen. That's not her name, it's Kathleen. Anyway, this is the palette. You guys have seen this before. I will link my review to this palette down below. It did sell out super quickly. I haven't heard at the time of filming this video whether it's gonna come back into stock or not. I really hope that it does, just because I know a lot of you guys were dying to get this. But it is beautiful, it's gorgeous. The formula is just stinking incredible. The colors are amazing. The color selection is so dead on. It's like the best, in my opinion, this is the best curated palette I've probably ever seen, because there are so many choices, so many different looks that you can complete just using this palette. Like you don't have to go to other palettes to like complete different looks, if that makes sense. So that to me is extremely impressive. The formula, like I said, spot on, amazing, gorgeous, blendable, creamy, awesome stuff. The next palette that I have to talk about, oh, I'm so sad. It's the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. That is why I'm sad, and I was actually gonna talk about how this packaging is like kind of cute, but also it's this like velvety stuff that you know is just gonna get dirty immediately, and it has. So that's a bummer. That's a serious bummer. This is what the palette looks like. It's these gorgeous, they're very fall colors, like a lot of like pinky, orangey, mauve-y kind of stuff, which I just love right now. I just think they're beautiful. The formula is amazing. The Anastasia shadows do have quite a bit of kick up, but I kind of feel like that's just how they are. And you know, the blendability is amazing. The creaminess is right there, and it's just, they're really great shadows. So I really have been loving this. Actually, I'm wearing this on my eyes today. I will tell you in just a minute what is my eyeshadow combination for the day, because it involves some other stuff that I'm gonna talk about. And I wanted to say that okay, so it's so funny because the Anastasia palettes usually come with like a little brush right here. This one is double-ended. It has like a blending brush here on one end, and then on this end it has more of like a synthetic like shadow brush, I guess. I don't really know what this brush is meant for. But anyway, I always complain about the brushes in here because I'm like, you might as well just not put a brush in. It's double-ended. I can't stick it in my cup. And I'm always like venting about how I don't like double-ended brushes because you can't store them in a cup. And recently it just hit me, the reason why you can't store these in a cup is because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep it with the palette. Like in my mind, this was like an addition to my brush collection. But it's not supposed to be that way. Like they never intended for it to come out of here really. It's intended to be in here so that when you're traveling or when you're just grabbing a couple things to do your makeup, you have it all here. You have your brush, you have the shadows, you have a mirror, and everything you need to kind of prepare your eye look. So it's supposed to live in this little trench. Who knew? The next product that we have in my favorites this month is this Makeup Forever Super Matte Loose Powder. This is in the shade 1. They carry this at Sephora, online, and also in most of the stores, if not all the stores now. But it is just a loose translucent powder that I really love. It's so fine, and it's got this, like, the way that it mattifies your skin, like the way it sets your foundation, mattifies without making you look flat, as much as some other powders do. So for example, I know that the Laura Mercier translucent powder is super popular and way overhyped in my opinion on YouTube. I do like that powder, but for myself, I think the problem with that powder being so overhyped is that everyone thinks that they can use that powder, but it's not necessarily meant for every skin type. And for me, I have skin like a desert. It is so dry. It's so dry, you guys, it's so dry. And as soon as the weather turns from summer to fall, my skin is like there is no moisture to be found. So it's really tough to find certain products like a setting powder. For example, I can get away with the Laura Mercier powder during like the summer months sometimes, but it's just not great for my dry skin. It just makes me look so dry. But in my kit, I use it on brides all the time. If they've got combination to oily skin, even normal skin maybe, but super dry skin, don't even go within 30 feet of that thing because it is just so, it's just not meant for dry skin. That's just all there is to it. And that's nothing wrong with the formula. It's just not compatible. But this one I find to be a lot better. And I've been trying out a bunch of different translucent powders. I might do like a video comparing them, like which one is best for what skin type and stuff like that. But I really, really like this one so far. You get a lot of product in here, I feel like. And like I said, it's so finely milled that it's just gonna look really, really natural and beautiful and velvety and smooth on your skin. What I love to do with it is take my beauty blender when it's damp and kind of set everything with that. So I just dip in the damp beauty blender after I've done my foundation and set everything. I don't set my entire face, but just certain areas like under eyes and forehead and nose that really need to be set. So I've been loving this. It would also work really well for baking. So for me, like I was saying, the Laura Mercier is so dry that like when I bake with that, it's like, no. So I've been loving this lately. Again, you can get this on Sephora.com, you can get it on MakeupForever.com, or you can get it at Sephora stores. Okay, the next two I'm gonna talk about kind of like side by side / together-ish, and I am so excited about these products. I'm so excited about them because they have just been doing amazing things for my makeup. So they're actually skincare items. So the first one is this J1 jelly pack, and you probably can't see in my lighting here, but I'll show you a close-up. It is part of like the Korean skincare slew that is like flooding Sephora right now, which I love because I think Korean skincare, like they know some stuff that nobody else knows about skincare, and it's just, it really works. Like this product, I can't, okay, so this like stopped me in my tracks. So I was at Sephora like a month and a half ago or something like that, and I was just kind of like looking around. I was talking to one of my girls, hey Christy, I was asking her like, what's new, what do I need, you know, what's like super exciting and blah blah blah, and she was like, oh, I have to show you this. And she brought me over to the skincare section, and usually in skincare, like I kind of know what I like and I don't usually branch out. I don't usually like browse through the skincare section like, what's new? I just kind of like go for the things that I always buy when it comes to skincare. But she was like, no, I have to show you this. And there was one bottle left in the entire store, and she was like, you're gonna want to buy this as soon as I'm done telling you about it. Okay, so she squirts this onto my hand, and my hands, like I've just been telling you, my skin is so dry. My hands that day, literally my hand felt like sandpaper. It was so dry. So I had been kind of frustrated that day because I had been swatching foundations and trying to like test out different ones. I was testing out the different stick foundations, and I couldn't really tell what the texture was, what the finish looked like, because my hand was so dry that the texture was just not allowing it to lay perfectly on my skin by any means. So anyway, she puts this stuff on my hand, she kind of rubs it in and then pats it in like this, like presses it into my skin, and she goes, okay, now go swatch a foundation. And I swatched a foundation and I kind of rubbed it in like as if I were applying it, and it looked flawless on my cracked, rough, dry sandpaper skin. I was like, it's more of a moisturizer. I guess there's like this thing now, and I can't remember what they're called, like all-in-one first step or something, where it's like moisturizer and primer in one, which I never would have believed in because I don't typically think that a lot of multitasking products actually do the multiple tasks very well. But this one is meant to be like a moisturizer, and it's a really, really, really good foundation primer. So you can use this in the morning time or at night. You can use it if you're not wearing any makeup, whatever. It just delivers a lot of hydration and moisture to your skin. But this is my new favorite primer, hands down. Like, I'm gonna take my Nivea Post Shave Balm and throw it in the garbage, even though it's a lot cheaper than this. That does suck. But this is so much better than any primer I have ever used in the history of me using primers. It's just so good. So what it does is you kind of rub it into your skin like a moisturizer almost, but it has a very different consistency. So you rub it in and it's like this gel. It's like this thick, I can't even explain it. It's almost like honey, but not as sticky. No, I can't explain it, I really can't. So you just kind of massage it in, and then you press it in like I was showing before. Like you just press it into like I focus on the areas that I prime, but you can put it everywhere. what it does is it hydrates your skin like crazy, and that's why it kind of helped my skin's surface and texture when I put the foundation on. And it also primes your skin. It gives you this tacky base on your face that's like kind of obnoxious. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like sticky. But you just give it a minute to kind of like settle down for a second, and then you put your foundation over the top, and it's like, it's mind-blowing. It's the only thing, okay, this is the only thing that has gotten makeup to stick on my nose for the past few months. And I said that when I reviewed the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm, was that I had trouble with foundation sticking on my nose, and that was helping the foundation stick on my nose. And now, for whatever reason, my skin has changed again, and no longer is makeup sticking on my nose. And this stuff makes it stick because it has that sticky, tacky, but once you put your makeup on, that's nowhere to be found. Nothing is sticky. It just feels exactly like makeup. It feels just perfect and smooth and flawless, and it really takes dry skin and allows makeup to sit on top of it perfectly and beautifully and just lay smoothly on top and nice and evenly, which is, if you have dry skin, you know how frustrating it is to not have your makeup lay properly on your face. It's so frustrating. I'm obsessed. I'm just totally obsessed. Plus, my phone is so loud. Plus, like I said, it was sold out. I bought the last bottle, so I don't know why I haven't heard more people talking about this. Probably just because it's just not very widely known. But this is my new favorite primer ever. But I actually have been combining it with another product, which is my next favorite. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Now, let's have a little talk about this, because Jaclyn Hill kind of made this thing take off a couple of years ago when she started just like dousing herself in it in her videos. She swore by this spray. She was like, this is the best setting spray ever. It makes you luminous, it makes you dewy. When she's like, yeah, I have super dry skin and this just makes me dewy and makes me glow. Here's what I will say. I have very dry skin, like very dry. There is no oil on my skin, none. There's no oil, okay? When I put this on the top of my makeup, I look oily. Like not cute, glowy, dewy, but oily. However, when I prime with this and then spray this over the top and use it as like a priming spray, it does the thing. It does the thing that you want it to do when you read the bottle and it says Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. It does that, but it does it from underneath my makeup. I don't really like the way that it looks on top of my makeup. I just feel like it looks a little too shiny. But underneath the makeup, it just helps that radiance to pull through. I think it probably moisturizes at the same time, which is also really helpful, but I love it. And I love, this is really random, but I love the sprayer on this. The mist that comes out of here is really, really fine, whereas a lot of spray bottles in general have like a really chunky spray that comes out where you get like big drops on your face, and like, I'm not into that. So anyway, this is a small size because I got like a set and I wanted to try it out, but I'm obsessed. I really like it. These are like my new favorite priming combination. They're so good. This is a stupid expensive primer. That's stupid expensive, but it's amazing. Like I said, like if you have dry skin and you just need some help, I recommend this combination wholeheartedly. I feel like my favorites are kind of weird this month. I had 2 eyeshadow palettes, 2 primers, sort of, 2 like skincare primers, a powder, and 3 highlighters. 3, okay, kind of 2. Okay, well, whatever. First, I'm gonna talk about the Makeup Geek highlighters. These are, they're honestly my favorite highlighters in the world right now. Like they are, to me, in my opinion, I like them better than Becca because you don't get all that kick up when you stick your brush into it. Sorry, that was blinding. You don't get all that kick up when you stick your brush into it. Plus, I feel like they wear longer, and the color selection is just incredible. It's incredible. They have 13 shades, and I just love them. So I have the entire range of them. Makeup Geek was kind enough to send them in my direction, and I have been just dying over this one. This is Electrify, and it is one of the duochrome highlighters, and oh my gosh, it's what I'm wearing today, and it's got like this warm golden, it's like white gold, which I love the combination of white and gold, and that's kind of what it feels like. It's just, it feels like a heavenly angel came and like sat on your face. No, that doesn't sound good. Anyway, it's like this golden white, like, oh, I just love it so much. Before these, I used a lot of Becca highlighters, and I think those, it's impossible to get the right amount on your brush. It's kind of frustrating because you stick your brush in it and you've got way too much. You have to like shake it off, tap it, and make sure that like the extra like falls off because it is such a loose, dusty formula, and they're beautiful highlights, but that is kind of annoying. These, not at all do you have to do that. Not at all. You just dip your brush in a couple times, swipe it, and it looks like this. Like it looks, the highlight is so good. I mean, these honestly, They're my favorite highlighters that I've ever used. So beautiful. This one is Electrified. I have it on my face, and then I have it on my brow bone and my inner corner. And then for my eyeshadow, I took the Modern Renaissance palette and I used Golden Ochre and Burnt Orange in my transition area. And then I used Realgar, I don't know, in my crease. And then I took this highlighter, which is called, whoops, nope, wrong one. I took this one, which is called Ablaze. It is also a duochrome highlighter, and it is intended for deep skin tones. You can see how gorgeous it's got, like this bronzy copper peach gold. I mean, it's just, oh, it's so dynamic and so beautiful. So what I did was I dipped my brush in it, sprayed it with Fix Plus, and I'm using it as my eyeshadow. And I adore this combination. Like I said, out of all of the Makeup Geek like highlighter collection, I don't think there's a single one I'm not going to use, because there's maybe like 5 that are too dark for my skin tone. However, they are all gorgeous as eyeshadows. So this is just like a big giant eyeshadow for me. So awesome. I have been just absolutely adoring these. I do have a link for Makeup Geek down below, and they will be listed on the blog as well. So go ahead and check those out if you guys are interested. They're amazing. They're only 20 bucks and you get 7 grams, which is like, I'm sorry, that's a lot. And the last makeup product that I have is something that I'm very excited about. Now, I just spoke about how I like the Makeup Geek highlighters better than the Becca formulation. However, I still do like Becca. I still like you, girl. It's just that those are better, but I still love their packaging. I love their like sheen, their sparkle, this one, like, hello, can you see that? OMG. Look at that, it looks like a crystal. So, okay, before I get too far down that trail, let me tell you about this highlighter. So this one, you'll notice the packaging is a little bit different. This one is called Rose Quartz. Now, I went into Sephora, it was the same time that I bought the J1 jelly pack. I went into Sephora, which is like looking around at stuff, and I see this girl standing over by the beauty studio, and she turns out to be a rep for Becca. And I like slid over to her and I was like, what you got there? And she was like, she had this like bin of like product in little boxes. And I was like, what's that? And she told me about these highlighters. She was like, you don't understand. This is the new Becca highlighter. It's called Rose Quartz. This is a thing. Like, this is a major thing. She's like, this went on like an early release on Sephora.com and sold out immediately. And she's like, it's not even supposed to hit shelves for another couple of weeks. So this would have been like 3 or 4 weeks ago that it was actually supposed to hit shelves. And I was like, oh, but you got some in that box, can I buy one? And she was like, okay. And so I just like ran up to the cash register, bought it, and got out of there as fast as I could, because I knew I had to have this in my life. It's this gorgeous, cool toned, but not champagne. It's very pinky, and it's got like, oh, it's just so pretty. And like I said, there's that like kind of textured finish there. Oh my gosh, the color on this, like I've been so careful in using this because I don't want to mess up that like crystal texture, but the color is so beautiful. It's nice and cool tone like I really like in a highlighter, and it is gorgeous. So anyway, so it did hit the shelves, and then I was in Sephora like maybe a week after it hit shelves, and I was asking, it was a different location, I was asking one of the employees, hey, whatever happened to that highlight? I couldn't even remember the name at the time. I was like, it's in a, like the compact is like silver with like shiny pink around it. And the girl I was talking to was like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, no, it was on the website, and then it was gonna hit the stores a couple weeks later, and it sold out really fast on the website. Like, I wanna see it, I wanna see it in person. Is it here? And she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And someone else overheard, and they were like, oh, Rose Quartz. And I was like, yeah, that's it. She was like, yeah, that sold out immediately in the stores, like distribution centers, empty factories, like with their heads spinning, wondering like, where did all these products go? Like, it sold out so fast. So I think that they're hoping to get them back in for holiday, and I really hope they do. But if they do, and you guys are interested in this, like, jump on it, because I'm telling you, this is like magic. I don't know why it sells out so fast besides the fact that it is beautiful, but I'm obsessed. I'm totally in love with this. After just swatching this on my hand though, like, I really do like the Makeup Geek better. Becca. Oh, by the way, if you did want to get a hold of this one because you like the way that the highlight looks, like you like the actual color of it, there is a almost exact dupe for this highlighter, which is the Makeup Forever. They've come out with their individual highlighters, because before they had like a duo that was a highlighter and a bronzer, and now they have just the highlighters in a whole big pan, like a single like this. And they have number 1 and number 2, and I think number 1 is the pinky one. And it's honestly, it is 10 times better than the Becca ones. It is it's the same color as this. However, the pigments in it, I don't know if it's the shape of the individual like particles, but they reflect more types of light. That's what I feel like when I look at it, is that honestly, this almost looks dull in comparison to the Makeup Forever one, which is crazy because this is Becca, like, hello. But next to the Makeup Forever one, it almost looks dull because the Makeup Forever one, like I said, what I think it is that it's reflecting more types of light, so it's just more radiant and more dynamic and more like dimensional, and it has more of that like reflective glow to it. I'm obsessed. So if you guys want to try and get your hands on this one, but you can't find it, check out the Makeup Forever one. By the way, their highlighter formula, it's the best that Sephora carries. I'm just gonna say that. So that is it for my favorites. What month is this? October. That's it for my October favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the corresponding blog post. I will link it down below, as well as the link to the Makeup Geek and whatever else I talked about. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!